Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Alia Rumini Larasati. With my ID number is 4192111004. I'm from Mathematics Education Study Program 2019, Universitas Negeri Medan. This video aims to fulfill one of the assessments for the history of mathematics course, who taught by Ma'am Ade Andriani SPD MPD. Today, I will explain what I know about Chapter 1. Chapter 1 is about philosophy of mathematics. First, we must know what philosophy is. The word philosophy comes from the Greek philosophia, which means love of wisdom. The word philosophia is a form of the word philos, which means love, or philia, which means friendship, and the word sophos, which means wisdom, knowledge, skill, experience, practically, and intelligent. The term philosophia was first used by Pythagoras in 570 until 495 BC. Pythagoras said that humans can be divided into three types. The first one who love pleasure, the second one who love activity, and the last one who love wisdom. Philosophy is the view of life of a person or group of people, which is the basic concept of the life that is aspired to. Philosophy is also interpreted as an attitude of someone who is aware and mature in thinking about everything in depth and wants to see from the broad and comprehensive perspective with all relationship. After we discuss about philosophy, let's discuss about mathematics. What is mathematics? Mathematics is a study of numbers and numbering. In a formalist view, mathematics is an examination of axioms that establish abstract structure using symbolic logic and mathematical notation. According to Johnson and Rising in 1972, mathematics is a pattern of thinking, organizing patterns, logical proofs. Mathematics is a language that uses carefully defined and accurate terms. Its representation with symbol and dance is more in a form of symbolic language about ideas. And then according to Klein in 1973, mathematics is not an isolated knowledge, but that can be perfect because of itself. But the existence of mathematics is primarily to help humans understand and overcome social, economic, and natural problems. According to Ray, mathematics is the study of pattern and relationship, a way or pattern of thinking, an art, a language, and a tool. According to James, 1976, mathematics is a science of logic about form, argument, quantity, and concept relate to one another in large number, which are divided into three. The first one is algebra, and then the second one analysis, and then the last or the third one is geometry. In conclusion, mathematics is a science that learns about calculation, studies and use reason or one thinking ability logical and with a clear mind. Mathematics studying things that excite. Mathematics will not be able to studying things that never excite. After we discuss about what is mathematics and what is philosophy, let's discuss about philosophy of mathematics. Philosophy of mathematics is a branch of philosophy that aims to reflect and explain the nature of mathematics. The philosophy of mathematics is basically a reflective thought towards mathematics. The role of philosophy of mathematics is to demonstrate a systematic and absolutely sure basis for mathematical knowledge, devoted to mathematical truth. For Pythagoras, mathematics is very important to understand philosophy. Plato argued that geometry was the key to authentic philosophical knowledge and truth. In this modern era, philosophy, with its use as a science that can change the paradigm of human thinking, is expression development. This is due to the nature of critical thinking that is carried out by philosophers, including philosophers or science and mathematicians who are able to produce ideas and learning methods. Therefore, general philosophy and philosophy of mathematics have historically been complementary. The view of the philosophy of mathematics according the first one, Plato's view. For Plato, what is important is the task of the mind to distinguish the apparent from the actual reality. According to him, permanent determination, free to understand, is only a characteristic of mathematical statement. For Plato, mathematics is not the idealization or Cartesian empirical accept, but as a description of a reality. The second one, Aristotle. Aristotle emphasized finding a permanent and real world of ideas rather than an abstraction of the visible what. The third one, Leibniz. Its proposition in the last analysis is in the form of a subject predicate. The fourth one, Kant. Kant divides proposition into three classes: analytical proposition, syntactic proposition, and arithmetic proposition. And the fifth one, Pythagoras. The Pythagoras doctrine, among others, that seemingly different phenomena can have identical mathematical representative. Next one, we will discuss about flows in philosophy of mathematics. The first one is logistic flow, with the pioneer is Immanuel Kant in 1724 until 1804, arguing that mathematics is a logical way that wrong or right can be determined without studying the empirical world. Pure mathematics is a branch of logic. Mathematical concepts can be reduced to logical concepts. And then the second one is intuitionist flow, with the pioneer is John Browder in 1881 until 1966, arguing that mathematics is intuitionist. The pure intuition of numeric is a starting point for the mathematics of numbers. The essence of a number must be formed through intuitive activities in counting and counting. The third is formalist flow, with the pioneer is David Hilbert in 1861 until 1943, argued that mathematics is knowledge of the formal structure of symbols. The formalists emphasize the formal existence of mathematics as a symbolic language and strive for consistency in the use of mathematics as a symbolic language. The formalists dispute the flow of logicists and argued that problems in logic had absolutely nothing to do with mathematics. And then the last one is benefit of mathematics in everyday life. There are 5 benefits of mathematics in everyday life. The first one, systematic mindset. Mathematics is one of the subjects that help us think systematically. It is very important in living life, both at work and in daily life. For example, when we are given a question, the first thing we do is find out what is being asked, and then we answer it after an example of a systematic mindset. Through the habit of counting, predicting series, and etc., we consciously force the brain to get used to thinking coherently or systematically. This will make it easier for us to organize everything This ability is also very supportive to become a leader someday when we grow up. And then, number two is logic thinking is more developed. All aspects of mathematics lesson talk about the ability to thinking logically. There are no assumption, preposition, or guesswork. All must be generated through precise calculation. Even more precisely, mathematics is formed on the basis of a logical need for proof. Logic will help sharpen the mindset, which of course make us able to make mature decisions. And number three, counting practice. Everyone needs numeric skill, even on a very simple scale like counting change. Unfortunately, this is not realized by some students. The use of numbers, which are actually symbols to measure results, is actually something that is avoided. It should be kept in mind the need for calculating does not need an excerpt, but at least be able to do it correctly and quickly. Number 4. Draw conclusion. Mathematics is often referred to as a deductive science. That is, mathematics helps a person in drawing conclusions based on general patterns. This will familiar our brain to think objectively. The ability to think objectively is again one of the many soft skills that are sought after by all fields of work. In addition, by frequently completing mathematical exercise in the form of logical case, we will get used to thinking rationally. And then, the last one, be careful and patient. Mathematics lessons are full of complex and long questions. This that currently require patience in completing it, especially if you experience an error in one of the steps. Then maybe we have to repeat the counting process from the beginning. A person who is accustomed to solving complex mathematical problems can develop into a more thorough, careful, and patient person. This condition can be born through familiarization with math problem. Okay, I think it's enough. Thank you for your attention. I think this is all I can explain from this chapter, which is about the philosophy of mathematics. If I did something wrong or a mistake, please forgive me. See you in the next chapter. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Goodbye.